I treated you like my sister. Now you want me to be your mom? It's over. My bestie just found out I'm pregnant with her son's baby. My son is only 19. You're a whole 6 years older than him. 6 years? Even the biggest cradle robbers aren't this bold. I muttered under my breath. That grass came crawling to me first. Shen Yuchu put her hands on her hips. What did you just say? I tried my best to look as pitiful as possible. This is not my fault. Ling Xiao was the one who wouldn't leave me alone. You know me, I'm too soft-hearted, I just can't say no. Soft? We've known each other for 20 years. You really think I don't know you? Back at the academy, you tricked that bully from next class up the back hill and into a cesspit. Where was all that soft heart then? I blinked innocently. That was a public service. Last year, you faked chest pains and passed out just to scare everyone out of line so you could snag Granny Wang's last basket of crab dumplings. Also a public service? Okay, I ran out of excuses and so I went full send. Look, the baby is already here. What's the point of all this? You want me to get rid of it? Shen Yuchu froze. She stared at my still flat belly, her expression shifting from furious to conflicted, then to heartbroken, until finally she let out a long, heavy sigh. How far along are you? A little over 3 months. I watched her face carefully. Wait, Ling Xiao doesn't even know? Chu Qingqing, you've been hiding this from him too? Hold on, that's on him. He's just that dense. Last month I threw up in front of him 3 times on purpose and he thought I had food poisoning. The man brought me a bottle of anti-diarrheal meds. Shen Yuchu's face went through something truly painful, caught somewhere between, how is my son this dumb, and how is my best friend this unhinged, all colliding into one spectacular meltdown. She pressed a hand to her forehead and sank into her seat, completely drained. So what's your plan now? Wait until I'm so big he finally figures it out? Nope, I did the math. By the time he notices, I'll basically be in labor. And what if he panics and bolts? You actually expect him to marry you? Shen Yuchu's eyes went wide. Then what? Your son gets me pregnant and just walks away? Is that how the Lin family operates? Chu Qingqing, Shen Yuchu pointed at me, hand literally shaking. You were the one who seduced him. Proof? I blinked, wide-eyed and innocent. Your son was at my place every single day. Everyone in the capital knows it. The Lin family's young master chasing after the Chu family's old maid like crazy. Well, congrats. He chased his way into a baby. Shen Yuchu was completely speechless. She picked up my bowl of prenatal herbal medicine, chugged the whole thing, and slammed the bowl back down. Fine, what do you want? I immediately lit up with the biggest smile. Simple. First, go talk to your son and tell him to come propose. ASAP. Second, I dragged it out. I'm getting heavier by the day and I need looking after. Yuchu, after everything we've been through, you wouldn't just leave me with no one to take care of me, right? Shen Yuchu eyed me with suspicion. What are you up to? Oh, nothing much. I smiled sweetly. I just heard you recently got 2 cooks who specialize in southern pastries, and a masseuse who's supposedly incredible. Chu Qingqing, you're playing me! She shot up to leave and I immediately grabbed my belly. Ow, cramps. All that stress probably upset the baby. Shen Yuchu stopped dead in her tracks and turned back, teeth clenched. You're faking. You are so faking. It's real, I winced. Yuchu, if something happens to me, that's 2 lives on the line, and one of them is Lin family blood. Fine. She gave up and shuffled back, dropping down onto the edge of the bed. I'll send the cooks tomorrow. The nanny needs 2 days. She's got some family stuff going on. Thank you, Yuchu. I made an instant recovery and looped my arm through hers. You're literally the best. Don't even start. She shook off my hand, but still couldn't help reaching over to touch my belly. Really over 3 months already? Mm-hmm. I placed my hand over hers. Doctor says everything looks great. Shen Yuchu went quiet for a moment. Then her eyes started to turn red. You little brat, why didn't you tell me sooner? I was scared you couldn't handle it. I leaned into her shoulder. Besides, weren't you always complaining that Xiao Er needed to settle down, but none of the girls in the capital were ever good enough? You're welcome. I found you a daughter-in-law you already know inside and out. I know you too well, and that's the whole problem. She poked me on the forehead. I know exactly what you are, a scheming little menace. My son is so pure, you're going to walk all over him. I adore that boy, I could never. Even I cringe saying that. But honestly, Ling Xiao really was the kind of guy you couldn't help but want to protect. I first met him 3 years ago at the Lantern Festival. I just crashed out of my 5th blind date. He thought I was too old. I thought he was an airhead. I stormed off to the bridge alone to sulk. That's when I spotted a young guy below the bridge, surrounded by a pack of spoiled rich boys roughing him up. He had on a pale white robe, soft features, getting shoved around without fighting back, just shielding the lantern in his hands. I couldn't just stand there. I walked over, said maybe 3 things, and scared them all off. He looked up at me, eyes absolutely sparkling. Thank you, miss. Don't mention it. I waved it off and turned to leave, but he came running after me. Miss, you dropped your lantern. He picked up the little rabbit lantern I'd carelessly tossed on the ground and carefully dusted it off. It's too pretty to just throw away. We ended up walking the whole festival together that night. Turns out he was the Lin family's young master. The disappointment of a son, Shen Yuchu, was always going on about. She always said he was too soft, decent at his studies, but completely clueless about people. She worried he'd get taken advantage of. I'd laughed. Your son is just pure-hearted, not like me with all my schemes. Looking back now, funny how life works out. Qingqing. Shen Yuchu's voice snapped me back to reality. Be straight with me. Do you actually have feelings for Xiao Er, or are you just at that age where you needed someone to marry? I actually thought about it. At first, yeah, it was practical. Good family, good character, and you're his mom, so I'd never have to deal with mother-in-law drama. But, then I found out this guy is genuinely spectacularly dense. I couldn't help laughing. He just believes everything I say. I told him I had a weak constitution. He started sending me health tonics every single day. I said I was scared of the dark. He started showing up outside my courtyard every night, said he was keeping watch. One rainy night, I offhandedly said I was craving plum blossom cakes from West City. He ran halfway across the capital, came back soaked to the bone, but every single cake was perfectly dry. Shen Yuchu looked absolutely pained. That idiot. So I figured, if someone's gonna take advantage of him, it might as well be me. I said it with full confidence. At least I won't hurt him. I'll look out for him. Bold of you, Shen Yuchu sighed. All right, what's done is done. I guess I have no choice. But she suddenly went dead serious. Chu Qingqing, I'm warning you. If you're joining the Lin family, you need to dial back all those schemes. Xiaoer is innocent. Don't corrupt him. Relax. I raised my hand. I swear I'll be a perfectly sweet, devoted wife. Shen Yuchu gave me the most skeptical look imaginable. Shen Yuchu moved fast. 3 days later, Ling Xiao had been lured to my courtyard. He was wearing a bamboo green robe today, which made his complexion look even fairer. The moment he saw me, his whole face lit up. Qingqingji, Mom said you wanted to see me.